He signed the papers without looking at me. The pen scratched like it was angry I existed. My sister sat beside him, her hand resting on his arm, swollen with confidence that didn't belong to her. No one noticed my hands shaking. No one asked why I'd gone quiet. That's how it ended. No shouting, no tears, just silence heavy enough to crush a life. I remember thinking I should tell them then, about the baby, about the truth. I didn't, and silence became my first mistake. We met when I was still naive enough to believe love was protection. He was careful with me back then, listened, learned my habits, spoke about futures like they were contracts already signed. My sister adored him. Too much. I ignored it because I trusted both of them. That's the lie I paid for. I believed loyalty ran in blood. I believed love meant safety. By the time I realized how wrong I was, they were already rehearsing their story without me. The signs were small, always are: late replies, private smiles, shared jokes that stopped when I entered the room. I told myself I was paranoid, hormones, stress, anything but betrayal. Then, one night, his phone lit up on the counter while he showered. A name I recognized, a message I wasn't meant to read. I hate lying to her. That was all it took. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I memorized the moment, the light in the kitchen, the hum of the refrigerator, the way my hands went cold. Control was the only thing I had left, so I held on to it. When I confronted him, he didn't deny it. That hurt more than the affair. He said it just happened. He said my sister understood him in ways I didn't anymore. My family believed him. They said I was dramatic, emotional, difficult. No one asked why I'd stopped eating. No one noticed the ultrasound photo folded inside my wallet. I left with nothing but my silence and a body changing faster than my life. I lost more than a relationship that year. I lost my family, my home, my name in rooms I wasn't allowed in anymore. I learned how quickly love becomes inconvenience when it asks for accountability. I raised my child alone, worked jobs that didn't care about my past, built a spine from necessity, and somewhere between exhaustion and survival, something else grew: patience. I didn't want revenge then. I wanted distance, but distance gives you perspective, and perspective gives you options. I watched from far away. Their marriage, their business ventures, their carefully curated image of success. I learned quietly, took courses, changed my name professionally, built credibility they didn't connect to me. I waited. Years later, fate did the laziest thing imaginable. I ran into them by accident. A charity gala, soft music, expensive smiles. He didn't recognize me at first. That was the moment I knew I'd already won something. My sister did, though. Her eyes widened just enough to betray her. He congratulated me on my career, asked how I'd done so well. I smiled and said nothing. What he didn't know was that the foundation hosting the event, the one underwriting his company's biggest contract, was mine. What my sister didn't know was that I'd already reviewed their financials months earlier. The cracks were there. Overconfidence leaves fingerprints. I didn't pull strings. I followed rules better than they ever did. The audit was inevitable. The collapse was quiet. Loans called in. Partners backed out. The narrative shifted. Success stories don't survive scrutiny. When they asked me for help, I made sure the meeting room had glass walls. Transparency matters. He finally looked at me then, really looked. Recognition settled in like regret. He asked why. I told him about the baby. I told him about the nights I slept on floors and the family dinners I was no longer invited to. I told my sister she got everything I lost and still managed to lose it. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. Silence, used correctly, is devastating. Now, years later, I think about that first moment, the pen scratching paper, the way no one chose me. I don't feel anger anymore. I feel precision. I feel balance restored. My child sleeps safely every night, unaware of the people who once decided we were expendable. They didn't fall because I pushed them, they fell because I stopped catching them, and that was the most honest justice I could offer.